You can do almost everything wrong and still succeed, and someone can do almost everything right and still fail. This is your reminder to get the big things right. The idea that we need to do everything right is a good idea, but real life is often messy, chaotic, and uncertain. So, if we are following a very rigid plan or structure, it might backfire. There is something called as Pareto principle, which we often call as the 80-20 rule. This is applicable in everything, but in this video we are going to see how important things outperforms in the long run. First, you will never be able to get everything right. Humans have a limited knowledge of the world. We might feel that we are so advanced and we know everything. There is so much content, information, and data out there. But most of it is raw information, and most of the information is useless and not very well understood. A lot of data that we have is the best guess that we have right now. It describes the world at a certain level, which isn't a very high level. Like, as a business or marketing consultant, it is impossible for me to accurately guess what would happen to a business 3 to 5 years down the line. Same with any business coach, because in order to make an accurate prediction, we must all have all the information, all the variables, how all variables interact with each other, how the market is moving, what other technologies or industries might be added or subtracted from the business landscape as a whole. So, the best thing to do is focus on the 20% of the most important things and try to get them at as accurate as possible. Identify what are the top 20-30% of the things in your business or in your life that are producing the most results and are extremely effective, and then focus on that and just focus on maximizing that. The rest of the 80% will automatically fall into place. So, the core idea is to focus on the big picture and not the small things. In music, top 20% artists sell 80% of all the music released. In business, top 20% of the businesses make 80% of all the money. If you own a business, 80% of your entire revenue will come from 20% of your products. 20% of seeds planted results in 80% of the flowers. 20% of the world has 80% of the wealth. This is a fundamental rule of reality. Nothing is safe from it. Let me give you an example from coaching clients. I used to be a social dynamics coach, and people would pay me to help them become socially stronger, to learn how to approach people they like, how to start a conversation, how to get over social anxiety, and how to create attraction and rapport in a conversation. I've got students who are doing almost everything right, but are totally ignoring the important stuff such as consistency, going out on a daily basis and creating momentum, actually approaching 6 to 10 people per day, at least 3 to 4 days a week, sticking into the conversation to the bitter end and not ejecting when things become a little bit awkward or difficult, showing interest in actually making the other person feel good, listening and replying properly, wearing good clothes according to the current fashion trends, wearing a smile, smelling good, having nice maintained apartment, maintaining eye contact and actually leading the interaction even though they might not know everything perfectly. These are some 10 or 15 things that are enough to make your social and dating life amazing. It's just that these things are very hard to do. They require sacrifice and take a little bit longer. So, most students focus on quick tricks. They want to see quick results. They want to use verbal hacks and techniques to get some reaction or laugh out of the person, which makes them feel like they are making progress, which makes them feel like they are visibly seeing some results. But in reality, they aren't. Just because techniques give you an instant result or an instant gratification, we think that they are the most important factor, but we ignore the fundamentals. So let me say that again. 20% of the fundamentals will be responsible for 80% of your results. In my fitness journey too, I have found this to be true. I don't do 12 to 15 workouts on a daily basis. I have been going to the gym since last 3.5 years, and I have built up my strength to a respectable degree, and I've also built up my physique to a respectable degree. First, I go to the gym only 3 to 4 days in a week because I know that if I go to the gym almost 6 days in a week, I will not be able to recover properly. And every month or so, I'm going to get sick or I'm going to get a setback or I might have injuries. Because I am not a professional athlete and a professional bodybuilder, I cannot dedicate my entire life to just going to the gym and working out. I have other priorities too. I have to maintain my social relationships, I have to maintain my job, I have to make content, I have to do other stuff too. So, for this reason, I go to the gym 3 to 4 days max in a week because I think that recovery and proper eating should be the absolute priority. Second, I focus on only on 4 to 5 workouts per day per body part. Let me give you an example. On Mondays, I do chest and biceps. Most people do too many exercises and they are doing most of those exercises inefficiently. So even if they have been working since the last 2 years, 3 years, they don't see the same amount of result. I don't see their strength increasing. I don't see their size increasing. I am not seeing any noticeable progress in their fitness journey year by year. So here is what I do. I do 5 sets of bench press. I do inclined bench or inclined dumbbells. I do machine flies, and at the end I just do push-ups. These are all the exercises that I do for chest. And instead of like for most people they do 3 sets of 12 reps. I go a little bit higher. I do 5 to 6 sets per exercise so that I'm properly fatiguing all my muscles. I'm properly training all my muscles and I'm giving enough volume for them to become stronger and become bigger. For biceps, I simply do barbell curls, dumbbell curls, and hammer curls. So keeping my exercise routine simple, and instead of doing like 4 different workouts of 3 sets or 4 sets, I focus on only one or two workout, and I go quite heavy on them, and I do a lot of sets in them. So these are all the 3 or 4 workouts that I do for chest, and my chest is good enough. I don't do things like cable flies, declined dumbbell presses, dips, and many other workouts that I see a lot of people doing. But my chest is good enough. It's better than 90% of the people that come to the gym, and I am stronger than 90% of the people too. As a hobby, that's a very good efficiency. Another thing I would like to add is that 80/20 rule is also to identify the lowest performing parts of the system and try to simply eliminate it. Only try to improve your weaknesses if absolutely necessary, and if there is no other way to achieve what you're trying to achieve without improving the weakness. If you can get rid of the weaknesses, or if you can feature your weaknesses, that's a totally different story. Because focusing on weaknesses is going to take disproportionately long amount of time for a very kind of mediocre kind of result. So 80% of your time should be spent on exploiting and maximizing your strengths. You can apply this knowledge in every area of your personal life. I hope this video made sense to you. I hope you enjoyed this video. My goal is to make you smarter with every video that I put out. I don't want to just talk about superficial things that are fun and that are trendy. I want to talk about evergreen principles. I want to talk about concepts, mental models, and things that are going to give you, a long-term mental enhancement. So I hope you like this kind of content. I hope you get a lot out of these videos. If you want me to keep making more videos about this topic, subscribe and like the video. Let me know what are some other problems that you might be facing in life, and let me know what are some of the things that you're trying to understand better and do better. Hopefully, if the topic is correct, if the topic is according to my liking, I'm going to make a video on that later. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Bye bye.